Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to this August 10th, 2025 YouTube live stream. Welcome. What a great time to be alive. Welcome, welcome to Freedom News Now on this August 10th, 2025 YouTube live stream. We're talking the truth about police officers live. Reporting from Michigan. Coming to you from the war room, straight from the underground. I'm your host, Justin Sane. Got a Melvindale police officer charged. Finally charged after multiple police misconduct complaints. Needs to be stripped of his badge, cut his uniform off of him. Melvindale police lieutenant charged with 3 cases, assault in 3 separate cases. Makes you wonder what his wife looks like. I'm sure she's black and blue. She supports her black and blue. Back in the blue. I'm sure she's black and blue, just like all the arrestees of this bad cop, police lieutenant, Matthew Furman. Melvindale police lieutenant faces multiple misconduct charges stemming from 3 separate assault incidents, marking his second round of criminal charges in recent years. Police Lieutenant Matthew Furman appeared via Zoom for arraignment where he received a $50,000 personal bond. The judge also ordered he put on GPS tether and turn in all his weapons. Wow. That's surprising. Wayne County Prosecutor's Office filed the charges related to 3 separate incidences. See, I don't know. This prosecutor here, this Wayne County prosecutor, this black woman, this major DEI hired prosecutor, Kim Worthy, I know how she treats these white men, these white Christian men. So I don't know. All these dirty cops in Detroit area, all these dirty, corrupt cops, ignorant cops, all this crime, mostly black Detroit, all this crime, all this black on black crime, but she wants to go after this white police officer for basically doing his job. I don't know. I don't know if I can support this prosecution or not. I see a lot of people talking about it. If he broke the law, he broke the law. If he's not following the rule of law, if he's violating his policy, breaking law, then hold him accountable. But all the black on black crime, the massive drug problems, and crimes in the black communities, violent crimes, and they want to go after this one white police officer, this black DEI hired prosecutor, Kim Worthy out of Wayne County. I've seen how she operates. She loves throwing the book at white Christian men. She's just another long line of traitors in the law enforcement, police force, and the government. Look what just came out. One of the top law enforcement official in all of America, the former Attorney General, Bill Barr, come out with traitor next to his name. Everyone's calling him a traitor, trending on X, for setting up a scheme with prosecutor Fani Willis to take down a sitting president, Trump. I mean, if you can't trust the highest ranking, the top law enforcement official in the land in America, the former Attorney General Bill Barr, to be a complete traitor to America, who can you trust in law enforcement? And the media, of course, they're crickets about it. They're not talking about it. They're silent about it. I think it's pretty interesting that Bill Barr's father ran a school and hired Jeffrey Epstein in the 70s to be a teacher there at the school, to work at the school. Bill Barr's father hired Jeffrey Epstein. And then Bill Barr handled the Jeffrey Epstein federal case when he was in federal custody and when he allegedly died in there. But many people saying that was the pictures were Tony Rodham, Hillary Clinton's brother, who died a month prior. Hillary Clinton's brother, Tony Rodham, died in like June, and he's like a spitting image of Jeffrey Epstein. Look it up. He looks just like Jeffrey Epstein. He allegedly died in June, and then Epstein allegedly died in, August, July, like a month later. Allegedly. People aren't buying it. 2 days before he died, he allegedly transferred over $500 million into a new account, 1953. What's that all about? Who's got control of that account? 2 days before Epstein allegedly got Trinidude in federal custody. Well, maybe Trinidude's happy now. The Trinidude, instead of saying you got Trinidude in federal custody, now they're saying that you got Epstein in federal custody. That's the top law enforcement official, Bill Barr. Guess he was leading the behind the scenes, the deep state. He's a deep state fixer. Allegedly, he's the CIA fixer. They're saying a fixer for the CIA. I mean, it goes back 30 some years that Bill Barr has been being a fixer, covering up crimes of the deep state, the government, allegedly. All we can hope for is we get prosecutions on these traitors. We got to restore rule of law in America, and it starts with these high-ranking officials, these traitors, these treasonous snakes. People call them, like Bill Barr, Obama, Brennan, Comey, Clapper, Rice, Strzok, Page. I think it's interesting that Maxwell's now in Texas, got transferred to a Texas prison where there's capital punishment. I think she's going to sing like a songbird, possibly. Spill the beans on the real criminals. It's not the president. Like the media's lying once again. If the media's saying something, the media's all saying one thing, they're lying. The media's nonstop, can't stop talking about putting Trump, the president, with Epstein, and it's just not there. There's no there. They know who the real criminals are, who the real traffickers are. Mossad, the Israeli state, the Epstein. Picture of Epstein just came out with him on his jet plane with an IDF forces green sweatshirt, IDF forces on it. Cobham, welcome. We the people gotta stand up, rise up. So yeah, we're reporting from Michigan. Been going into Jackson, Michigan, and been sitting in the Kroger parking lot, watching illegal after illegal flood into Kroger, Jackson, Michigan. They appear to be aiding and abetting, harboring and concealing illegals. The west side of town in Jackson, Michigan's like Little Venezuela, Little Mexico, New Venezuela. Called 911 over and over. The police won't do anything. The Jackson, Michigan police refuse to do anything. They won't arrest any illegals. They want to turn around and point the finger on the caller for calling 911 on these illegals, for reporting the illegals. These judges, these high-ranking officials put the orders down to their henchmen, their hired guns, the thin blue line, to not arrest the illegals, focus their effort on arresting the American citizen for reporting their cheap labor, their precious illegals. These judges, these traitor judges, they want their cheap labor, their slave labor, these illegals. They're not willing to give up all their slave labor. That's the new slave labor, the illegals. We're in Civil War era right now. North versus South. The South wanted all their black slaves in the Civil War. Now the South and the Southwest, they want all their illegals for slaves. Well, up here in the North, all these illegals, they're not picking any crops up here. Some are, but many of them are police officers, military, judges, prosecutors, government workers, from the lowest level secretary, janitor, to the highest level officer, judges, stealing jobs from the American citizen, the Native American. I must have called the police. I don't know how many times I called 911 on illegals in the Kroger parking lot. Dozens sometimes. 911 finally told me to stop calling. Said they're going to arrest me for misuse of 911, for reporting on their precious illegals. The police won't even come out. Police won't do anything. That's your heroes. All you back the blue supporters, the truth about police is they won't arrest any illegals. They only arrest you, the American citizen, the Native American. They're not arresting any illegals for failure to pay child support. How many illegals do you think the Jackson, Michigan police are arresting for failure to pay child support? How many warrants are these traitor judges that flood our communities with thousands of illegals, like traitors like Judge Allison Batestein, Judge Michael Clarence Stein, flooding Jackson, Michigan with thousands of illegals, All the while they're taking your rights away from you, depriving you of your civil rights, depriving you of your Second Amendment rights, your First Amendment rights, stealing your rights from you. I know where you're at. I know exactly where you're at. I'm one of those disaffected white men. I'm one of those disenfranchised white men where you feel like your government sold you out, your government stole your liberty, stole your freedom to give it away to some illegals from Venezuela, from the Congo, from Yemen, from the most dangerous parts of the Middle East, Beirut, Lebanon, Benghazi, Libya, Iran, Iraq, Baghdad, Fallujah, Iraq. Remember the days of Fallujah, Iraq, the Battle of Fallujah. Covering Fallujah. Brett, welcome. T, welcome. Says back the blue till it happens to you. I think it's funny if you go look at any of these wives of police officers and prison guards, jail guards, police officers. Go look at any of their wives or spouses. They're always all bruised up, got black eyes, got bruises, marks all over them. They always have like a cast on their arm or a cast on their foot or leg. They just happen to be real clumsy all the time. What's the deal with all these police officers? I'll tell you the truth about police officers, the truth about these prison guards. 50+% of them are involved in DV, domestic V, with their significant others. Their significant others are always bruised up, got black eyes, got bruises all over their arms, always wearing casts. Not First Amendment auditor wives, not cop watcher wives, not YouTube creator wives. The truth about police officers' wives. If you need to speak out, you can reach out to us. And you wives of cops out there, you're ready to speak up and break that cycle of violence. Or you just don't want to relinquish up on that power. You feel like you got some power, some authority just because your husband's a cop. We'll get them all out. We'll get every Gonzalez, every Rodriguez, every Vasquez from 8 months to 80, blind, crippled, and crazy. If you're an illegal, you gotta go now. Every single Vasquez, every single Gonzalez, every single Chavez. If you're an illegal, you gotta go now. Do your part. Call 911. You see illegals, call 911. Make the cops do their job. They don't do their job, record it and document it, publish it for all to see. Put their faces on the thumbnail, put their names out there. Shame these police officers for not doing their job. That's your heroes. All your heroes out there, they want to arrest the American citizen, the Native American, all the while failing to arrest the illegal from Venezuela. Too much paperwork. They got too much extra paperwork when they arrest an illegal from Somalia, from the Congo. Sean, welcome. Appreciate you. It's the top G of the 1A audit community. Stay with us. Got more cops. More cops. Stay with us.
Yep, I'm right back. Sir, could we have a talk for a minute? How you doing, sir? Can you explain to me why you're video or recording when there's no recording inside the building? How you doing? Can you give it just a reasoning, sir? It's okay to record out here, but there's signs that say you can't go in there and do it. So can you tell me why you were violating that?
You don't want to talk to us at all? This is really pretty simple, man.
I can let you guys know I'm a citizen journalist.
Okay.
I'm gathering content for a story.
Okay.
Gathering
and that's fine. But we normally have procedures for when you come inside the building,
right,
and record stuff. You got to set up to come inside. Outside the building's fine.
Okay, I can remain outside the building.
Okay.
Yeah, but we do need do you have your ID on you? Because the issue is when you were recording inside of visiting, that's against our rules, and now you're going to have to be banned from inside the building. So we do need your ID. Okay. Do you have that on you, sir? Is that a yes or?
I'm going to disengage from this conversation.
Okay. So
unless am I being detained?
No, you're not being detained.
Okay, so I'm free to go?
Yeah, you're free to go. So you don't want to give us your ID?
I'll call the dispatch right now.
So these police officers right here, this is in Battle Creek, Michigan. This is in Battle Creek, Michigan here, Tweedledee, Tweedledum, these twin eggheads. Twin egghead cops. You know, I'd almost, even though these cops were the way they were, this video was a couple years ago. Even though these cops were the way they were, I'd almost rather have these cops, these two police officers still on the force. I don't think they're there anymore. They got erased and got replaced. Like much of the rest of us Native Americans, many. I'm with you. I understand where you're coming from. I'm one of you. disenfranchised, disaffected white Christian man. I'm with you. Lost your job, had your job stolen from you by those Vasquezes, those Gonzaleses, those Mohammeds from the Congo, from Somalia, from Venezuela, from India. These two police officers, unfortunately, both these police officers have been replaced, erased, and replaced by two new officers from India, from Mumbai, India, from Delhi, India, from Rajasthan, India. They got erased and got replaced like many of you, many of we the people here in Michigan and across the country. It's time for it to stop. Time to rise up. Stand up, stand by.
Sir, we really do need to glance at your ID just so we can update our paperwork to not allow you in visitation without permission.
You suspect me of committing a crime?
Well, you were actually violating some of the inmates' rights by taking
Could I,
over here.
Could I get your name, officer?
Sergeant Hamilton.
Sergeant Hamilton. Thank you, Sergeant Hamilton.
Now, could I get some cooperation from you and be able to see your ID? Because I'm cooperating with you, sir, and trying to work with you. I'm just asking for your ID.
All right. Thanks. See you.
If you want to watch the rest of that video, you have to go over to our channel, Freedom News Now, subscribe, become a member. You get full access to our library of videos, 55 plus videos, hours and hours of content for your viewing pleasure. Yeah, you almost feel bad for those police officers. They got erased and got replaced, much like the rest of us disenfranchised men in America, disaffected men in America. I know where you're coming from. I'm with you. You know, there's nothing wrong. You got to live in your basement or you got to live with family members. There's nothing wrong with that. The elite, they want to make you sound like, you know, there aren't other people like you. There's many people like you, disenfranchised, disaffected, had your privileges, deprived of your privileges, had your privileges, your rights stolen from you and given to their precious illegals, selling you out for their precious illegals, their cheap labor. Let's double tap that screen. Double tap that screen. Get those numbers up there. We'll get another video on here. Double tap that screen. We'll get these numbers up there. Jackson County, Michigan, breaking news. An inmate found dead by apparent suicide. Jackson, Michigan. This is breaking news, August 10th, 2025. Look at all those videos we've done of the Jackson County Jail. Inmate, 25-year-old inmate, found dead after an apparent suicide at Jackson County Jail. Jackson, Michigan. An inmate at the Jackson County Jail is after allegedly committing suicide, according to the Jackson County Office of the Sheriff. Oh, did he get Epstein? Did he get Trinidude? Did he get Epstein in the Jackson County Jail? Did he know too much? What did he see? What did he know? What was going on behind those walls? The Jackson County Jail. The name of the man, Kamal. I didn't look further into it, but sounded like it might have been one of the usual suspects. Not an illegal. It was an American citizen. It was a local man. Died in police custody. Died in the Jackson County Sheriff Jail. That's like 2 or 3 people have died in their jail in the last year. It's like, what's going on in this jail, the Jackson County Sheriff Jail? Multiple people dying. It always seems to be, oh, just an accident. Oh, cameras didn't see it. Minutes shaved off the camera's timeline like Epstein's. Bright Rio, welcome. Yeah, probably a lot. Probably a lot under that concrete. Pogboy, welcome. What a great time to be alive. I'm so thankful, so grateful for each and every one of you. Double tap that screen. Let's get this. Got more content. We got the Melvindale Police Lieutenant facing multiple misconduct charges from 3 separate assault incidences. This is breaking news. Lieutenant Matthew Furman appeared in front of a judge. Mohammed Finkelstein received $50,000 personal bond. The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, the DEI hired black woman, Kim Worthy's, pushing the charges on this white Christian male cop. I don't know. I might almost have to. I don't usually side with police, but I see a lot of people with these bad cops, but I'm kind of wondering what's going on with this corrupt prosecutor, this DEI hired prosecutor, this black female prosecutor, Kim Worthy in Detroit. You got all this skyrocketing crime with all these illegals committing crimes, all these black on black crimes, black on white crimes. Just skyrocketing serious crimes, and she wants to waste her time trying to prosecute some white cop because some black guy was struggling in handcuffs and he had to be subdued a little bit harder. Give me a break. Are we going to clean up America, or are we going to coddle these criminals? Now, if he's guilty of something, if he did it multiple times, and yeah, we're about rule of law, follow rule of law, but then arrest all these blacks, arrest all these illegals committing the most dangerous, most violent crimes in all of society. What, 5% commits 95% of the worst crimes in society, and you want to arrest a police officer? DEI hire Kim Worthy? Get her out. She's part of the problem. These DEI hired prosecutors like Kim Worthy doesn't have the critical thinking skills, doesn't have the brain power, doesn't have the mental intellect to interpret rule of law at the highest levels. Get her out. Never again. Not another DEI hire. Yeah, so I can't stress it enough. When you're out there, when you're at the local restaurant, when you're at the local grocery stores, when you're out in public, You see the illegals, you know when they're illegals, you know when they stick out, they don't fit there. Call their car in, call their vehicle in, call them in, get a description, report it to 911. Do your part as an American, as a Native American citizen. Call 911 and report every illegal that you see, and then record the police. Record and document it for all to see when the police fail to do their job. We're talking the truth about police here. Coming to you from Michigan. Called 911 dozens of times reporting illegals at the Kroger in Jackson, Michigan. Packed full of illegals from Venezuela, from Somalia, from the Congo. The police won't even show up anymore. The police won't do their job. They won't arrest them. The police point their finger at the American citizen and say they're going to arrest you for misuse of 911, for calling the police on all these illegals, all these judges and cops, precious illegals. They're cheap labor. They're slave labor. That's stealing from the American citizen, stealing from the Native American like myself. Balabear, welcome. I don't know what the future is going to look like after 2020, after this term, but I'm thinking it looks like they're setting the stage for another 4 years for this current president, for Trump. Another 4 years, because he had 4 years stolen from him by the cabal of conspirators, treasonous conspiracy. Obama, Clinton, Bill Barr. Bill Barr is trending all over X for being a traitor, for being a snake behind the scenes of Trump, trying to come up with this RICO case with Fannie Willis, saying it's hard to defend. Bill Barr, the former top law enforcement official in America, the former attorney general for Trump, now deep state snake, the CIA fixer allegedly for 30 plus years. The deep state fixer for 30 plus years, sabotaging America, sabotaging we the people. Well, it's time for accountability. That was breaking news. The media's trying to hide it, trying to cover it up. You know, when the media, the fake news media is talking about something, you know it's all a big lie, just like Russia, just like J6, just like all the fake health scares, just like all the stuff they want you to put in your systems. All big lies, this fully rigged selections. Now the next thing is the Epstein. They're trying to link that to Trump. That's all another big lie. If the media is talking about it, you know it's a big lie. Now, there is truth. Epstein is a Mossad asset criminal, an IDF agent of the IDF. New pictures coming out, him wearing IDF sweatshirt. He's a Mossad asset for Israel to sabotage America. He's a criminal. But none of it's linked to America's president. None of it's linked to Trump. It's all linked to these other people, these deep state actors, Mossad, these Finkelsteins, these Steinbergs, these Cohens, these Mossad agents. So we'll see what happens with Maxwell being moved to Texas with the capital punishment state? Are they going to hold some of these Epstein traffickers accountable in Texas where there's capital punishment? When they got capital punishment on the line, all these traitors, these treasonous snakes, they'll start singing like songbirds. I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm not going to hold my breath. Yeah, we got to get rid of every dual citizen out of this, out of our government. Not another single dual citizen. You know, they're not America first. It's all about America first. Every single dual citizen's got to go. Not another single dime to Israel. Not another single dime. You know, you also got to look at the entire media now is going after Israel for what's going on over there. If the entire media is going after them, you automatically got to think that maybe they are in the right for what they're doing in Gaza. Maybe they are in the right for completely flattening out the Gaza Strip and making way for a better area. I mean, who wouldn't want that? Take any hood. Basically, it's like taking your hood, your ghetto in any city and wiping out the entire ghetto, the entire city along the coastline of some nice area, the nicest area of your city. Wipe out the hood and then replace it with a different set of people, a different population, a much better solution. So, yeah, I don't know. You almost got to wonder if the media is all pushing for one thing, then you know it's all a complete lie. And then you got all these other woke countries like Macron in France. That country's over. It's finished. Mass migration completely destroyed that country, their culture, completely destroyed their blood and soil, just like America. You know, they're trying to poison the blood of America, flooding our country, just like in the Civil War era days, the slave days. All the Jewish slave owners flooding America. It's got to stop. It's got to end. We're going to wrap this video up here at Freedom News now. Make sure you get out there, report all illegals. Call 911 on every illegal you see. Report them to the police officers. Record them failing to do their job. They only arrest the American citizen. Don't forget to like and subscribe for police accountability, civil rights education YouTube videos. And I'll see you on the next one.